Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. I'm so glad you could join me. Today we're talking about something which is usually not a common topic. It is about garbage or waste collection. I wanted to just have a brief episode around, what happens around household garbage that you generate in the house, and just general stuff that, just basic awareness and things like that. So just to get started with the topic, Canada's waste collection philosophy is around sorting household waste into three different broad categories. One, stuff that can be made into compost, so organic waste, sorting that separately. Stuff that can be recycled, right? Reuse glass, paper, cardboard, those kind of things that could be made into different recycled products. And then the last one, the third one, the least preferred, is everything else which is called garbage, that ends up being incinerated, burned, and then converted into some kind of material, either ends up in a landfill. So those are the three broad categories. Every town that you will be in, or every province, will have varying degrees of things that they can take into recycling or can compost, and what they will accept as garbage. So you might ask me, why do you care, right? And the reason why you have to care about it is because if you put everything in one bag as garbage and send it to the incinerator for burning, sure, you can do that, but at a certain point you will come to a stage where some of your garbage will not be collected. Right, garbage collection is a service that's provided by city. It's included in your taxes that you pay. In some large cities, they charge a nominal fee, but for the most part, garbage collection is free. It is a fixed day of the week that the collection truck comes. The time is not set, but the days are set. And if there is a holiday, your collection day gets pushed back by one day. So that's kind of the schedule. Most of the towns give its resident through mail, free of cost, a booklet which tells people about what zone they're in, when their garbage collection is, what are some of the things that they will be accepting as garbage or not. This is a book that we get from our region. We live in Halton region. So, I'll go through some of the details in this book with you guys later. But this is your best source to get more information around what you do with the garbage that you generate. So during the day, as and when stuff we use, we keep them under our different containers around underneath the sink in our home. Got recycling, stuff that goes in garbage, and then this is what goes into the compost or the green bin. And when they're full, we take them out and then we put them in the bigger containers in the garage that I'll show you. Alright, so we're gonna go through quickly what different bins are and what they represent. This is called the green bin. It has everything that's compostable, organic waste goes into it. Usually a good idea to put your waste from kitchen into this bin in this kind of compostable bag. So this one can compost and break down. What they do with this garbage is convert it into fertilizer, and then the city kind of makes it available a couple of times a year for residents to come and collect that free compost and use it in their garden, backyard for different things. So that's the green bin. Everything which is organic goes into this. All right, so then let's look at what goes in the blue bin. Blue bin is the recycling bin, right? That's pretty much universally what they use in Canada Blues for recycling. Anything which can be, repurposed in terms of plastic, paper, typically ends up in here. Refer to your city's guide in terms of what they accept in the blue bin or not. We, for the most part, have been putting things in it directly and putting it in the curb, but we found that on windy days, it kind of blow stuff around, so oftentimes I had to pick up my paper, newspaper, recycled board, etc. on the street. So to prevent that, what we've started doing is we've gotten hold of these bags, and these are perfect for this kind of recycling bags. These are recyclable. We put our recyclables in here, and it's easier for people who come to collect it, and then it doesn't blow stuff all over the street when it's windy as well. So that's the blue bin. Alright, so last but not least, whatever doesn't go in green or blue bin ends up being labeled as garbage. You have the option to either put it in a bag like this, black plastic bag without ties. In our town you can do 3 of these free of charge. They'll come collect it. And it has to be a certain weight. You cannot put too heavy of burden, for people who are collecting this. So there is a weight limit. That's how we started doing that. Then we found that in summer months, a lot of animals are out at night. Raccoons and skunks, etc. So they try to tear into it and created a lot of issues. So then we ended up getting a container like this. You'll see this is common. Every house puts their black bags into garbage containers like this. Typically, get something which holds at least 2 to 3 bags, and you will kind of figure out what your household average is in terms of the size of the container. City collects these every 2 weeks in our town, so you gotta have enough space or storage so that you could put things in there for 2 weeks without having it go bad in summer. It does cause a lot of smell. So the container is good. We love it because it keeps the smells contained. You can close the lid, and then in the evening when we put it out for the next day collection, the lid helps. Animals cannot get into it. So that's pretty good. It helps with collection. So what happens if you have more than 3 bags? All right. So every town sells baggage or garbage tags, where you can buy it either online or from city. They look something like this. I'll show you here. They peel off. Right. Each one costs about $2 here. And so if you have more than 3 bags, you can put another 3, but you have to put the tag like this on those, and that's the only way garbage collection workers will come and collect it. Right, so that's a little bit around different requirements, what goes into what bin here. Hi, so this I want to show you this book we received from our city every year at December, January time frame. First of all, they divide the city into different zones. You figure out which zone or area you're in. Different areas have different collection days. For example, area A here has Monday, B the same day. Area D, people come for garbage pickup on Thursday, etc. So you figure out which region you are in, and then depending on the day of the month or the zone you're in, it tells you whether when it's your turn. For example, if your turn's on Monday and you're in zone B, what are some of the things they will collect, whether blue box or green or waste, household waste or bulk waste, etc. So you can figure that out. They also give you a little bit of overview of what goes in what, and then just help people make sorting easier. They also give you some examples in this book in terms of what goes where. So this is pretty handy, and comes in handy for quick reference. And then around various times, depending on what's going on in which month of the year, they also tell you, for example, if it's holiday season, if I'm flipping over here, October, Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, turkey, etc., that kind of stuff. I'll go to page for December. Yeah, for example, December, some reference around holidays. They'll tell you something around typical waste that's generated during those holiday months, what to do with it, and then they also advertise in the local newspaper, if there are Christmas trees, what do you do with them? Pumpkins around Halloween, what do you do with them? And then there's a page around stuff that they don't come to collect, but you still have to dispose of them. Where do you go? We call it a waste management site, some information around what it is, how much it costs, what are the acceptable items there, some of the things that they will still collect, for example appliances, but you have to make an appointment and they'll come if you have a faulty, if you want to throw out your dishwasher or stove, right? So those kind of things they will still come and collect from the curbside, but you just have to let them know. Alright, so that's a brief overview of what this book tells you. Alright, so now that you've seen and looked at what goes into a green, blue, and a black bag, just a little bit about when we put our garbage to the curb. The black, we put our black box or black garbage bags the day before the collection. That's because the truck in our neighborhood comes really early in the morning, and we kind of figured out that's the best way. And then the blue and the green is not collected in the same truck, so that truck comes around 11 to 12, so we put those out a little bit later in the day. So that's our routine. And then the last thing I wanted to touch base on, what if you have things which are not fitting in a blue bag or a green or a black bag? What do you do with those? There are things that you cannot put in those. Those are illegal to dispose of. Hazardous things like paints, chemicals, medicine, right? So there are different rules for that. We'll do an episode around that in terms of how you dispose of those items. And then, lastly, if you have things like a mattress or something that, a household appliance, things that cannot go into the standard box, you can make appointment with the city, tell them this is what I'm going to be putting on the curb. They will know and they'll send somebody to collect it. That's part of their collection duties. Things like furniture, bulk waste, yard waste, stuff that, they collect for a limited time during the year. I showed you in the previous episode what to do with your yard waste. You can put it in that yard waste bag and they come and collect it every 2 weeks. So all of that is all laid out in your guide that you will either get in mail, or you can go to your city's website and all this information will be there. So in the beginning it might get a little bit more confusing, hectic to kind of figure out what goes where, but you will learn. In no time, it will be as easy as pie. So I hope this episode was helpful, and if you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel. Give me your comments, give me a thumbs up if you like my content. This is going to be the end of this episode, and then I will see you in the next episode. Thank you, and take care.